In the heart of a city, where ancient structures meet modern life, there lies a quiet, forgotten street. A street hushed and serene, with a tale as old as the cobblestones that pave its way. Houses standing tall and proud, their time-worn facades bearing the marks of generations past, stand as silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of this quiet neighborhood. They wear their age with dignity, as a badge of honor, each one a testament to lives lived and stories told. The cobblestone streets, worn smooth by the passage of time, meander and twist, creating a labyrinth of forgotten tales. Each stone, each crack, narrates a story of horse-drawn carriages, of children's laughter echoing through the air, of whispered secrets shared under the cloak of night. But beneath this quiet tranquility, there is an eerie silence that hangs heavy in the air. An echo of something unspoken, a whisper of tales untold. A silence that, when listened to, speaks volumes of the street's mysterious past. This is a neighborhood where time seems to have stood still, where modernity has made little impact on the antiquated charm that permeates the air. The sunsets here are painted with an ancient brush, the golden hues casting long shadows that seem to dance with the spirits of the past. Over the years, strange events have occurred, adding to the neighborhood's mystique. Unseen whispers in the night, fleeting shadows on moonlit walls, and laughter that trails off into the silence. Stories of the inexplicable, the unexplainable, the supernatural. Yet the residents of this forgotten street embrace its quirks with a knowing smile. They understand that to live here is to become a part of its history, to contribute to its ever-evolving narrative. And it was here, in this very neighborhood, that our tale takes a peculiar turn. Among the old-world charm, a new family moved in, bringing with them a breath of modernity. This family, vibrant and filled with youthful energy, were instantly captivated by the quaint charm of the neighborhood, its cobblestone streets whispering tales of a bygone era. They were a curious bunch, the newcomers. Eager to learn about the neighborhood's rich history, they spent their early days immersed in the local lore, soaking up the old-world tales with a childlike wonder. They quickly became a part of the community, their laughter ringing out in the silent streets, their modern ways bringing a new rhythm to the old neighborhood. Their eagerness to fit in was palpable, their hearts open to the traditions and customs of this charming locale. They were ready to embrace the neighborhood, ready to become a part of its story. Little did they know, their lives were about to take a turn for the extraordinary. One day, an invitation arrived, extending a warm welcome to a neighborhood Halloween party. The family's excitement was palpable. It filled the air like the scent of pumpkin spice on a crisp autumn morning. They were eager to integrate, to become a part of the tapestry that was this old neighborhood. Each family member dove into party preparations with gusto. Dad chose to be a swashbuckling pirate, his eye patch a symbol of his adventurous spirit. Mom, always the classic romantic, donned a Victorian-era gown, complete with a feathered hat. Their kids, twins, decided on matching costumes, their love for mythical creatures inspiring them to become little dragons, with scaled masks and fiery tails. The anticipation was infectious. They dreamt of jack-o'-lanterns, of candy apples and trick-or-treats, of laughter echoing through the twilight. They were ready to make memories, to write their own story in this old neighborhood. As the sun set on Halloween night, they set out, unaware of the chilling adventure that awaited them. As they stepped into the grand old house, a wave of eerie music washed over them. The melody was haunting, yet strangely captivating, like a siren's call luring them deeper into the unknown. The house was alive with laughter and conversation, yet a shiver ran down their spines, a premonition of the uncanny. The party was in full swing, the neighbors mingling with an air of old-world charm and sophistication. Yet there was something unsettling about the way they carried themselves. Their movements were too fluid, too graceful, like shadows dancing in the moonlight. The newcomers couldn't shake off the feeling that they were being watched, their every move observed by 100 eyes glowing in the dark. As the night progressed, the newcomers began to notice peculiarities that sent chills down their spines. The hosts, despite their friendly demeanor, never once looked at their own reflections in the ornate mirrors adorning the walls. Their strength, too, was unnerving. They moved heavy furniture with ease, their bodies betraying no signs of strain or effort. Then, there was the food. The spread was a feast for the eyes, but the taste was something else entirely. It was as if every dish was missing something, some vital ingredient that left a hollow emptiness on the tongue. The wine, however, was rich and full-bodied, a dark ruby red that stuck to the glass like thick, coagulated blood. As the night wore on, the pieces of the puzzle started to fall into place. The laughter began to sound hollow, the smiles too wide, the eyes too hungry. The realization was like a cold, icy hand slowly closing around their hearts. As the clock struck midnight, the chilling truth dawned upon them. Their neighbors, their gracious hosts, were vampires. The Halloween party was not just a gathering, but a hunting ground, and they, the newcomers, were the prey. Their hearts pounded in their chests as they realized the horrifying reality. The terror in the air was palpable, their breaths coming in shallow gasps as they tried to comprehend the nightmare unfolding before them. The quiet, friendly neighbors they had so recently shared a laugh with were now transformed into terrifying creatures of the night. The old neighborhood, once a beacon of tranquility, now held an ominous, chilling aura. Desperation gripped them as they made frantic attempts to escape, their minds racing with panic. The eerie laughter of their neighbors echoed through the night, their amusement at the fear evident. It was as if they relished in the terror, their eyes glinting with a wicked delight. The once inviting homes now seemed like macabre traps set by the monstrous inhabitants, each shadowy corner potentially hiding another bloodthirsty creature. The terror-stricken newcomers ran through the maze of houses, their hearts thumping louder with every passing second. The night seemed endless, the moon casting long, foreboding shadows that seemed to chase them, matching their pace step for step. Just when their hope was dwindling, a sudden burst of laughter cut through the darkness. Their neighbors, once terrifying, were now doubled over in laughter, their fangs replaced by broad grins. The horrifying reality they had so desperately tried to escape was nothing but an elaborate ruse. A prank designed to welcome them into the fold, a tradition of the old neighborhood. A twisted yet hilarious initiation into the community. The relief was immediate, their racing hearts slowly returning to a steady rhythm. The laughter was contagious, spreading through the group until they too were laughing, their fear replaced by amusement at the absurdity of the situation. Exhausted, relieved, and laughing, they returned home, their first Halloween in the old neighborhood, a night they would never forget. The terror, the desperation, the relief, all of it melding into a memory that would be etched in their minds forever. A night to remember, indeed. In the days that followed, the family reflected on their strange adventure. They sat around their dining table, sipping on warm mugs of cocoa, the remnants of their Halloween costumes still strewn around the house. The story of the party, of the mysterious neighbors, of the shocking revelation that they were vampires, was retold over and over, each time with more laughter and less fear. It was a tale that might have been chilling, but it was the humor that stood out. The way the father had tried to protect his family with a garlic breadstick, the mother's attempt to ward off the supposed vampires with a silver spoon. The children's wide-eyed disbelief turned into giggles. The memory of the night, once tinged with fear, was now colored by the warmth of shared laughter. The family talked about the pranks the neighbors had played, the elaborate costumes, the well-rehearsed act. They marveled at the lengths their neighbors had gone to welcome them, to make them feel a part of the community. It was an odd welcome, to be sure, but it was a welcome nonetheless. And then there were the lessons learned, the importance of community, of belonging somewhere. They realized that their neighbors, eccentric as they were, had embraced them as their own. They had shown them the beauty of traditions, the joy of shared laughter. They had made them feel at home. They discovered that sometimes life's greatest lessons come from the most unexpected sources. They learned that it's not the grandeur of the houses or the modernity of the neighborhood that makes a place home. It's the people, the shared experiences, the sense of community. It's the warmth of the neighbors, their willingness to go the extra mile to make you feel welcome. And so, in the heart of the city, on a forgotten street, the old neighborhood welcomed its newest residents in a way they would never forget. A Halloween party, a prank that turned into a lesson, a neighborhood that turned into a home, a story that they would tell for years to come, a memory that they would share with laughter and warmth. Y'all, we're wrapping up here, but don't you go anywhere just yet. Show some love, hit that like button. Fancy more content like this? Go on, subscribe and let that bell icon ring so you won't miss a beat. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, sharing is caring. Until next time, stay tuned.